Hey everyone, my name is Josh, and welcome back to your fourth stimulus package and news update. We have a lot of news to get into in today's video, but first, if you would like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull, valued up to $2,300, make sure to claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. Okay, so with it being Thanksgiving week, lucky for our congressional lawmakers, they had the entire week off for recess. Next week, they'll pick right back off from where they left, with the Senate Democrats trying to pass the Build Back Better Act. In addition to that, congressional lawmakers will also need to extend government funding past December 3rd, in addition to raising the debt ceiling by mid-December. As far as the deadline goes for passing the Build Back Better Act, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he would like to have it passed before Christmas. Democrat representatives in the House, however, aren't as optimistic as Schumer is. Last night, during an interview on Axios on HBO, Rashida Tlaib said she was very concerned about what she called corporate Dems and the Senate taking control of the package. Tlaib said, "I know that they've been influenced and guided by folks that don't have the best interest of the American people in mind, so I'm fearful. I'm fearful that those groups are going to guide this agenda. It's going to be the people that are going to continue to profit off of human suffering." When she was asked if she was referring to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, the two Democrats most opposed to the package, she said there were other Democrats with opposition to it as well. Regardless, Schumer said in a statement that he's going to negotiate with Manchin and Sinema despite their concerns and try to work out a strong bill in the end. So it's pretty clear that Schumer believes that the bill is going to be at least a little bit different than the House passed bill, which means once or if it's passed in the Senate, it'll need to go back to the House once again for a final approval. Another Democratic Senator, Jon Tester, also recognized the possibility that numerous changes may take place in the bill by the time it passes in the Senate. Tester said that compromise will be needed from both sides of the aisle before sending it to Joe Biden's desk for the final approval. Here is Tester on NBC's Meet the Press giving his thoughts on the bill.
The Senate now has the president's Build Back Better. It's now up to you guys. Is this a pass anything that can get 50 votes? I mean, is that where we're at this point? Or are there some, hey, I'm only going to support this. You know, if this gets taken out, I can't support this bill. Where's your head in this? And where are the Democrats' heads?
Well, yeah, look, I think we have a great opportunity here to do some great things in childcare and affordable housing and in climate and lowering prescription drug costs and healthcare costs overall. And I think we can do it. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think people need to be open to compromise. And I think if we compromise like we did in the bipartisan infrastructure package, where we had 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans that, argued and fought and came to a bill that would work, I think it's the same thing within the 50 Democrats too. We don't all see the world the same way. So let's negotiate and let's come up with a bill that lowers costs for families and cuts taxes and gets things done to help move this economy forward so we can stay the premier power in the world. China wants to supplant us. Yeah. If we don't tend to business here, they could do that. So this Build Back Better is an important piece of legislation.
So it sounds like you're going to be a supporter of it, regardless of what it looks like in the details?
Oh, no. It's going to come over from the House. There's going to be some changes. I'm going to compare it to what Montana needs, yeah. And that's going to be where I focus on. But look, we're dealing with reasonable people here. I think we can come up with a bill that is a very, very good bill that works for states like Montana and other states in the union.
So Tester said he's going to compare the bill to what his state of Montana needs, but he believes they will be able to come up with a good bill in the end. In the interview, they also talk about some of the cultural divide and how Tester plans to move forward as a Democrat in Montana, which is now quite a strong Republican stronghold state.
Some of this is the larger cultural divide between rural America and suburban and urban America when it comes to the gun issue. I'm curious if you think it's at the root as to why essentially Democrats are bleeding rural support. And you know this very well. You could look at it. We saw the Virginia results. I could put up here. I'll show you the 2008 results in Montana for president and the 2020 results for Montana and president. You know the numbers well. It's gone from a battleground state to a 16-point edge for the Republicans. Is this going to be fatal to the Democratic Party if you don't bridge this divide?
Well, I think it's very important to bridge the divide. I think it's a divide that's been put up to divide this country, quite honestly, as many hot button issues are. But in the end, I think common sense gun laws are important to be able to enforce. And I think if Democrats got out and spoke about things about enabling people, law-abiding citizens, to be able to protect their gun rights, I think would help us win in rural America. Unfortunately, what folks in rural America hear a lot about is that want to take away the guns, and that is not that's not what most Democrats want, for sure. And so I think it's an important issue in elections because it's been made into an important issue.
Do you think race plays a role in the Democrats' problems in rural America?
Look, I think the biggest problem the Democrats have is they need to go to work, and I think getting the bipartisan infrastructure package is part of it. Go to work, get a record of accomplishment, get out there and talk to folks about what your vision is and what you've done. You've got 2 ears, 1 mouth, act accordingly, listen and react. And I think part of the problem with Democrats in rural America is that we haven't talked enough about what we stand for and what we've accomplished. And we haven't shown up in many places. And those things are going to be very, very important as we go into 2022.
Okay, so again, the House and Senate will be out this week for Thanksgiving break. And next week, again, the Senate will take up the Build Back Better bill. And just as a reminder, from the House bill that was passed last week, this is what was in it. In the image, as you can see up on the screen, $270 billion was dedicated towards affordable child care. $190 billion was given towards the child tax credit. That's the $250 and $300 payments some of you guys are receiving that would go through next year as well. Originally, of course, they wanted that to go through 2025, but now it's only going to go towards at least 1 more year. There's also going to be $235 billion going towards clean energy and climate resilience, $325 billion towards climate-related tax breaks, $110 billion towards universal pre-K. That may be reduced a little bit in the Senate depending on what Joe Manchin thinks. And then there's going to be $205 billion towards paid family and medical leave. This is a provision that's probably going to be completely stripped just because Joe Manchin has opposition to that. $275 billion towards raising state and local tax deduction cap. That's another thing that some Democrats are opposed to just because it benefits largely high tax states and people who are very wealthy in those states because they can then deduct their state and local taxes that they're paying from the federal taxes. Then there's, of course, affordable housing measures. $175 billion is going towards that. $110 billion towards immigration reform. And then other, as you can see here, it's pretty much spending on higher education, the workforce, Medicare, hearing and tax changes, as well as other spending. And then, of course, there's the Affordable Care Act, health insurance premiums, $120 billion towards that. And then $150 billion towards home and community-based services. So again, whatever the Senate changes from the House passed bill, the House will need to vote on again and approve with a majority of votes. If the House decides to amend the bill once again, they'll have the option of doing that as well. If they amend the bill in the House to either add more things in or remove certain provisions, then once again, the bill will go back to the Senate for another approval. So it should be an interesting rest of the year as Democrats hope to get this package completed before Christmas. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, if you would like to receive a couple of free stocks from Webull, make sure to quickly claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. To receive the first free stock, you will need to fully open an account. Then to receive the second free stock, which will be valued up to $2,000, you'll need to make a qualifying deposit of at least $5. And even if you aren't all that interested in investing or continuing to invest at this point in time, you can always sell the free stocks you receive and transfer that money, however much they're worth, right back to your bank account. So free stocks or free money is completely up to you. So once again, I hope everyone has a great and safe rest of their day. If you did enjoy the content in today's video, I would greatly appreciate if you would give this video a like, a big thumbs up. That does help out with the YouTube algorithm and lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And until next time, as always, I'll see you in the next video.